Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to answer which is the better dividend stock to buy right now. Is it AT&T or is it IBM? I'm going to look at these two dividend stocks, compare them on valuation, look at their most recent quarter's earnings results, and then answer the question at the end of the video of which one is the best dividend stock to buy. So let's get started looking at AT&T's most recent earnings highlights. Revenue increased for AT&T by 1.4%, but earnings per share fell to 57 cents compared to 65 cents in the same quarter the prior year. Of course, the company has total debt of $137 billion. That's a whopping amount, and similar to its main competitor Verizon, which has over $140 billion in debt. For now, that's not too much of an issue because the companies have significant free cash flow to pay for that debt. But if T-Mobile keeps making progress in taking market share and forcing these two rivals to get uncomfortable, this debt could really become a problem. Now, looking at IBM, which revenue increased 0.4% in the first quarter, but earnings per share of $1.01 was a big increase from 81 cents in the same quarter the last year. Interestingly, IBM is targeting revenue growth at 4% at the midpoint in 2023. Given that it only started the year at 0.4%, it's expecting a really big boost in the second, third, and fourth quarter in the year, just so that it can end with 4% growth at the midpoint. So that's good news there. The company is also forecasting $10.5 billion in free cash flow for 2023, which would be up by more than $1 billion year over year. Looking at these two and their dividend yields, AT&T stock offers a dividend yield of 6.81%, while IBM stock offers a dividend yield of 5.19%. I know dividend stock investors, one of their main interests are the dividend yield, but you have to remember when you invest in dividend stocks, your total return is what matters most, not just your dividend return. What do I mean by that? Well, you can get a dividend yield of 7%, but if the stock price falls by 7%, then at the end of the year, you're break even. You haven't made any money. So the stock price change also matters in your total return. It's not just the dividend yield. So while the dividend yield is nice to look at, you also have to look at the other factors that we're talking about in this video. Which brings me to the operating profit margin over the trailing 12 months. Looking at this metric going back a decade, AT&T has done a good job since 2016 of boosting its operating profit margin, ending at 19.29% in the most recent update. IBM too has done a good job reversing the declines and has brought its operating profit margin up to 13.46%. And given the excellent prospects the company has for 2023, I think this metric will move closer to AT&T comparatively. Finally, I wanted to compare these two in valuation, and looking at the forward price to earnings ratio, IBM stock is trading at a forward PE of 12.81 compared to AT&T, which is trading at a forward price to earnings ratio of 6.586. So IBM stock is much more expensive compared to AT&T stock using according to this metric. Although if I had to pick between one of these two dividend stocks today, the decision is much closer than it looks at just looking at the valuation. The decision is very close between these two excellent dividend stocks. But if I had to make a choice today, I would choose IBM stock because of its better growth prospects over the next several years. I'm a bit concerned about AT&T's growth prospects over the next several years. I'm also concerned about the elevated level of debt and T-Mobile's competitive pressure disrupting the industry, which used to be in a relative oligopoly state where AT&T and Verizon were kind of saying, hey, Let's just keep our prices the same, keep the promotions the same, and let's not compete with each other. And that was really good for profits for both of them. Now T-Mobile is coming in and saying, no, we're going to offer lower prices than you two, and they're disrupting things that used to be relatively stable. I'm a bit concerned about that. For all those reasons, if I had to pick one of these two dividend stocks today, I would pick IBM. All right, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.